So what do? I jump on Schwab.com. I can get all kinds of information. I can get earnings projections. I can get what the company's done in the past. I get their balance sheet. It allows me to have complete, comprehensive amount of information to allow me to make a very informed decision. It's about freedom. Now you're in control. Peace on Earth? Yes, of course. But for how long? Nobel Peace Prize winner Shimon Peres says that will depend on how much food is available. He says freedom and peace require food. Hungry people can't understand the value of freedom, and people who are starving can hardly become a peaceful people. So it is fundamental that there will be no peace and no prosperity in the world until all of us have enough to eat. In our own case, even with all of our great wealth of technology, the old problem of food security still remains one of the greatest threats to peace on Earth. Think about it.
The greatest weapons the world has ever had in the war against hunger are high-tech agriculture, advanced science, and modern food production. As a foot soldier in this battle, the Archer Daniels Midland Company has created the world's largest food processing and distribution network. At ADM, our marching
Katie.
clear.
Katie.
Hunger
Katie.
eliminated.
Katie. Get out of there.
John Wynn.
Katie.
Definitely.
Steven Spielberg.
My mom, she's the greatest. Dude, latest biography of the year.
Bill Clinton.
I think we'll do a Penn Star.
Steven Spielberg.
A&E special presentation. Biography of the year 1998. Monday at 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific on A&E.
When murder comes to a small town, the only thing bigger is another murder.
Murder in a small town.
Coming to you.
You're watching Alice Faye, part of Biography Remembers Week on A&E.
My heart is full of joy that I never knew. It's great big naughty for how you do what you do.
By 1935, Alice Faye was a recognizable name on theater marquees. At the tender age of 20, the Broadway dancer had proven to be a Hollywood attraction. But all was not well at her home studio. Finding itself on the brink of bankruptcy, the William Fox Studios merged with 20th Century Pictures, creating 20th Century Fox. The head of production for this fledgling company was 32-year-old producer Darrell F. Zanuck, whose first order of business was to take stock of his assets. Zanuck recognized untapped potential in his Harlow lookalike, and he orchestrated what would be a dramatic transformation. Gone were the platinum blonde hair and plucked eyebrows, replaced by a more natural look that suited Alice's softer disposition. In 1936, Darrell Zanuck twice teamed Faye with the biggest star on the Fox lot, the 3'5" dynamo named Shirley Temple. Temple films were guaranteed hits, and for Alice, they offered an opportunity for her to leap into the spotlight.
Katie.
Case. I see the media industry.
She won't go back in.
You want, but I see
She's afraid of it
significant
now.
lack of leadership. I see a significant lack of adherence to substantive constitution.
The object is to boost ratings. The object is to sell magazines or newspapers. Pick up any issue of the tabloids that you wish and ask yourself, is this a reasoned way to proceed on an emotional question of guilt or innocence in a civilized society? Or answer just one answer.
I now have learned an important lesson, and that is I don't believe what I read in the press, hear in the press, listen to on talk radio anymore. But at that point, I did. I was pretty naive. I thought, boy, if it's in the press, it's probably true.
If television news is to become entertainment, then where are we going to get our news? You know, that's an evolutionary process and a question we'll have to address as we move down that road.
What is
Today, the Ramseys wait to see whether the grand jury that is now hearing the case in Boulder will indict them for the capital crime of child murder. As they do so, the leaks and speculation continue, from tabloid to mainstream. And as they wait, their own sense of being victims of a modern-day Salem grows.
We're no different than any normal family. And look what's happened to us. It can happen to you. It's scary. I know how witches must have felt in the 1600s. Regretfully, the police walked into our home that morning and said, murder child, parents asleep, must have been the parents. And focused on that from day one. They weren't looking anywhere else. We were too easy an answer. Too obvious an answer. And they took the easy route, the lazy route, the non-thinking route.
But the real authors of the belief in the Ramseys' guilt may be those in the media who never seriously investigated whether they might be innocent.
We were a normal American family. I went to work every day. Patsy stayed home to be with the children. And then yet, America thinks that we, after a wonderful Christmas with our children, we were planning to go meet my older children for a second Christmas. We had bought and paid for reservations on the Disney Red Boat, which was going to be the first cruise we ever went on as a family. And yet, the American public has been led to believe that, well, we went to
We saw Sleeping Beauty today, and here's Stephanie just awaking from her sleep.
Be charged
Kitty,
with
this way.
first-degree murder along with Eric Argus, and that Bill Tyree's charge be
Whoa,
reduced to
good
that of accessory. The police chief and the district attorney's office acted quickly to have the judge's decision overruled by a higher court.
When Chief Adams, in essence, told him he would not follow his order, I had to sit there and wonder, and I kept saying to myself, but you can't do that, Mr. Judge. His word is final. And he was nothing but a mere police chief.
Judge Kellum suspected powerful forces at work.
It was something like the tip of an iceberg. But the part of the iceberg that was underwater was not at that time my business. What is above the water is everything that I heard, which is crystallized in my decision. What's below the water
Where's my baby?
has to do, if it's there, it's only an impression, with somebody else's business. Not that of the court, not that of any particular judge, not necessarily that of a prosecutor. I don't think I can go any farther than I have.
So in spite of Judge Kellum's findings, charges against Argus and Tyree proceeded in two separate trials because of conflicting evidence. Peters remained the prosecution's chief witness in Tyree's trial, which took place in February 1980. The prosecution's case was that Bill Tyree conspired with Eric Argus to kill his wife. They said Tyree took Argus to the apartment while his wife was out, and then went to pick her up in his truck.
He moved the wedding
Try it one more time.
into a lion's den.
Okay?
That the executioner was going to be
Took me a
inside.
while to
And that as soon as she walked to the door,
There.
he
Now push
blasted
her.
the horn, which I argued to the jury was a signal, okay, to what Eric Argus was inside.
Baby.
And at that point in time, that she opened the door, Eric Argus did her in.
Baby Star
I
Wars.
wanted to make sure that the jury had that sense that I had in dealing with this case and working with this case and working with the witnesses in this case. I had reached the conclusion
Let's try putting her
that
back
this
in
was
the
not an
store.
accessory or before or after the fact, that this was actually a participant, a very
Let's try
important
putting her back in the store. I'm gonna put her back.
that brought Elaine Tyree to her death.
In
Yeah,
February
honey.
1980, Bill Tyree was
That's
found
right, you just got
guilty
done
of
with your
first-degree
nap.
murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. He's been
Let's
locked
take
away
Elaine
in
in the door
multiple
one more
maximum
time.
penitentiary, Massachusetts, ever since.
Let's try. You
In
can't get her
1981,
in.
his appeal
Now you
was
get
turned
her
down,
in.
even though the
Now
judge
you
admitted
get
that
her
the
in.
evidence was almost entirely
No,
circumstantial.
no.
The main
I don't think she
motive
wants to
for
be
timely
in there.
arranging Elaine's murder, according to the prosecution, was so he could collect a $30,000 life insurance policy.
They said that I had hired Eric Arhus to murder my
Wants
wife,
to take
and I
me.
was going to pay him insurance money. Well, these insurance people came
Oh.
forward and testified that
Stop
I
being
lived on
crabby.
these policies. They Now, what I need to know from you is how did you want to die, first or last? And Blair Sullivan. Got his check?
Hey, Martin! Telephone! Just a minute. It's your mother.
She's old.
Get in the car.
What?
Get in the car.
I didn't get the money.
Now! What the hell are you doing? I didn't get the money.
Janet's dead.
Yourself through this. A guy like that's gonna end up burying himself.
I'm just such a jerk. I mean, why do I always pick the wrong guy? I mean, I'm so trusting, and so gullible. I mean, I don't know why I'm such a pushover. I mean, I'm such a sucker.
lie down.
Whose last two shows flopped. I have lost my gift. She wanted to act when women weren't allowed on stage. When they teamed up,
My heart belongs to you.
they broke all the rules.
The show must go on.
And the rest became history.
Romeo and Juliet. That's a suggestion. Good title.
Shakespeare in Love, Radar. Now playing select cities everywhere January 8th.
I'm in the pool 7 days a week. Great for my body, tough on my hair.
That's why you need Alberto VO5 hot oil once a week. It revitalizes your hair every time you use it. VO5 bonds to the weak sites of every strand, so your hair is actually up to 60% stronger.
If VO5 can make my hair look this good, imagine what it can do for yours.
Revitalize your hair with VO5 hot oil 1 minute once a week. Try VO5 hot oil shower works. 4 weekly treatments in a convenient shower-activated formula.
Perhaps it was Dorothy, first glimpsing all, the flying monkeys descending from the darkened sky, or the delicious demise of the wicked witch of the West. But whatever delighted you most, it's here, brought musically and magically to life. The Wizard of Oz, direct from New York.
Starring Mickey Rooney and introducing Jessica Grovac. January 14th through the 24th at the historic Orpheum Theater. Call now for tickets. Brought to you by Colby's.
Today on WCCO4 News at 5. It had a slow start, but now it is here with a bang. Brace yourself. The flu season has officially begun. At 5, we'll show you how to fight influenza. Then, Arctic air is creeping into the Twin Cities. Find out how low temperatures will go. And what will happen in 1999? Will President Clinton be impeached? How will Jesse Ventura do as governor? Today, local psychics predict the future. Plus, find out if the album I'm At KC is right for you at 5. So we're looking back on our tour of Ventura. One of the reasons I decided to pick up the show and follow is because of how moved we'd all been by her incredible spirit. It's hard to explain because, it's just something that you feel when you're in her presence. You're around her and you just say, I want some of that. All of that stuff, that energy that's coming off of her. She represents, I think, the very best in empowerment for women in particular. And we all just wanted to celebrate that with everybody we knew. When she first visited us here in Chicago, she performed her new single, Wildlife Dreams, and that pretty much set the theme for our tour. It's all about dreaming the biggest dream you can for yourself and making that dream, doing everything you can to move in your life to make that dream come true, which is what I believe, ultimately, God wants for all of us.
Advisories are issued when those wind chills go down to minus
Katie,
40.
no.
Warnings are issued when they go down to minus 60. It's probably not going to get too much colder.
Katie,
than
no.
what you see right now.
Katie,
In fact, the winds will
no.
ease up, but they won't ease up until late tonight after 10 or 11. So if you are coming down for the holidays or whatever you're doing this evening,
Katie, I said no.
something on your head and you'll be fine.
Bundle up.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll see you a little later,
Okay.
Paul. Thanks. Well, it may be cold, but where's the snow?
A general lack of snow cover statewide is making it tough sledding for snowmobilers and skiers. I'm Bill Hudson. I'll have that story coming up tonight at 6.
Hear from frustrated enthusiasts and businesses who depend on the white stuff. That's at 6.
Governor-elect Ventura has been named in a lawsuit along with several of his campaign volunteers. The owner of World Championship Fighting based in Coon Rapids says Ventura and his campaign backed out of a fundraiser scheduled for last year. The campaign ended up going with another promoter. World Championship Fighting is suing for $2,030 in conciliation court. They want to cover their time and their phone calls, they say. The judge is deliberating a ruling not expected for a few days to a few weeks.
Bad weather kept U.S. planes out of a no-fly zone in northern Iraq today, but flights will continue despite new threats from the Iraqis. CBS's Jonathan Freed has the latest.
Iraq's latest claim is that it is now patrolling the no-fly zones in the northern and southern parts of the country. Since the Persian Gulf War, U.S. and British warplanes have been flying over these areas, protecting Kurdish rebels and Shiite Muslims. Iraq has repeatedly said it does not recognize the zones and is again vowing it will fire on occasion, showing how the U.S. destroyed an Iraqi anti-aircraft site.
It's a sovereign nation. It's a country that has been
severely damaged by the airstrikes last month, and we've saved many times, time and time again, that these no-fly zones are illegal.
The Iraqi ambassador's sentiment was echoed by some in the streets of Baghdad.
Any decision about the no-fly zone is not a decision of United Nations. It's a decision of America, but we refuse it. We shall fight them now.
Several hundred people demonstrated and burned American and Israeli flags today in the Iraqi capital in opposition to the latest U.S.-led air campaign. The White House is saying that this latest threat is not significant and that the no-fly zones will continue to be aggressively enforced. Jonathan Freed, CBS News, Washington.
Things are looking up for 7 surviving Texas octuplets. Doctors say the 7 babies had a quiet night and all remain in critical but stable condition now. 3 babies are still on ventilators. The rest are breathing on their own with occasional doses of oxygen. Still, doctors say the babies have a 92% chance of surviving.
Still a long road, and this is a whole family we have to deal with, and there's...
Crocodile Rock and this big ram. A big trail pack that has paper. I mean, airplane on the bed.
At least you have the one that doesn't have a bad breath up on your lap. That one in shadow.